when you see things that could be, or what should be, or what has been, or what's coming, it's really tough. And when you literally love the world so much, and you try to help them, try to help them, try to help them, try to help them, but they don't want to be helped. But anyway, so I just had a little thing that clicked to me. So I'll be talking about the mystery of the Bible and the Lamb's wife, and how, like, the mother and father sacrificed him. The people all sacrificed him, how terrible it was. And how they did this because they knew that they would gain divine gifts, riches beyond belief, acclaim, praise, wealth, blah, blah, blah. Their name in the fucking book. And that I mentioned the wife's sacrifice to be kept out of it, to not be brought into it, to not. But what if? So Ariana Grande has a song called God is a Woman. And I was talking about there's different gods and there's this and that. Their unions were brought together to build the kingdom of heaven, originally, and still to this day it should be. But what if by the marriage Jesus gained his powers from the wife that we didn't know he had? The mother of heaven, the queen of heaven, was the way that the saints and the prophets and Jesus were able to perform these miracles or resurrect the dead or come back or remove consciousness, this and that. Also, too, at the time, and still to this day, it's such a misogynistic society, right? The fucking man. Sorry, I'm really kind of like going through it today because, again, see these things in the news, right? Where, like, okay, they busted a $17 billion fraud to North Korea. Okay, they're big on this, but $1 million that North Korea was taking and infiltrating our companies, blah, blah, blah. And a good job, guys, good job. Okay, but where's that money going to go? Why are you mad that North Korea had money? The thing that pisses me off about it is that North Korea had those people infiltrate those companies for money for weapons, not for their people. The reason I'm so fucking pissed off is because, again, America's not fucking mad about the money because they piss away millions of dollars every day on weapons and stealing and loopholes, avoiding taxes and fucking oppressing the poor while they line their pockets with fucking and sit in $100,000 offices. Excuse my language, I'm sorry. But anyways, the point of this video was, but again, I was just like praying today. And, like, I really originally started, like, I was in a really good mood. But then again, I got really fucking mad at God, even. Really fucking mad at Jesus. Really fucking mad at all the churches. Just really fucking mad about everything. Because, again, knowing, too, there's got to be punishments. There's going to be justice. There's got to be a way to fix this. So all day I've been praying, but I don't want, violence should not beget violence. This is what, we've been doing this. It hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. Where the fuck does the money go? Why are there people still homeless? Why are there people still hungry? Why is there people without electricity? Why is some people get all this fucking help and others get nothing? The way that they did it in the Bible is that everybody brought together what they had, and it was divided whoever had needs equally. Now, some might say that's communism and fascism and this is blah, blah, blah. They like to put these fucking labels on it, but they have no idea what they're talking about, and they have no solution to fix it. Elon Musk recently thank God, at least one fucking person in this world, it seems, besides me, is like, what are these people fighting for? Why are we just perpetually feeding this fucking monster of war and death and carnage and weaponry and loss, fathers, sons, mothers, daughters, God's children, our brethren, for no reason? Nobody even knows what they're fucking fighting over anymore. Like, really? It's all a pissing contest for what? Okay? So then, too, I was so mad. I was so mad at God and Jesus and his parents and his brothers and everybody, because, again, these people are still around. These great gods, these great things. And I'm like, how is it that if these gods and these saints and these ancestors and these witches and this power and this divinity, it's if they have the power to mess with time, to mess with illusion, to do these miracles, then why is it not fixed? Why is it not being used for good? Why is it only for bad? If immortality is a thing, if we can resurrect the dead, if we can use illusions and because, again, we've split consciousness into different vessels, okay? So, again, could you imagine all that power into one? So, again, and there has to be balance, right? So we got old, young, rich, poor, white, black, blah, blah, but we're source. We're all experiencing in different ways in the flesh to bring balance and information for mankind to keep the kingdom going, to build. Anyways, there's so many different things that everybody's just fucking getting wrong, just getting so wrong, so very, very, very wrong. And it's like nobody cares. Like, okay, so really they're talking about, okay, you got $14 million from North Korea. Oh, and they're like, oh, because of COVID, people had slack hiring things. You motherfuckers brought COVID. Yeah, it was an experiment. It was patented. It was how we were going to respond through medical, governmental, educational, how the people would react. You put us all in a giant experiment for yourselves, okay? And then they're like, oh, we just took down this 7M TikTok cult, Dancing for the Devil. It was in a movie video and this and that. Then we got big law. We got the fucking, these cults and covens. We got this corrupted food source. We have the members maker, which again is a demonic thing that's literally tainting the supplies of their products to get you into a covenant with the devil, to make you look like you willingly did this so that you're dirty in God's eyes. Then now there's like this big, this big wig fucking CEO got caught on a kiss cam cheating on his wife at the Coldplay concert. $55 million. Then we got Jeff Bezos and his fucking wife. Big money, big scandal. Elon Musk released the text messages. All this money. Okay, all this money. Do you know how much $1 million is? Then I seen a podcast where this couple is talking about how much money the wife spends on her hair dye or her haircut. And again, God forgive me. God forgive me. I forgive myself, because I'm not trying to be judgmental or think that I'm perfect in any type of way. But these bitches we're talking about, they pay $400 and $700 for a fucking dye or a cut job. First of all, they're lying. They have to fucking be lying. There's not nowhere on God's green earth that makes fucking sense to charge that much for a haircut. And as a person, even if you had billions of dollars, why would you pay that? The fucking box of dye costs $5 at the store. Again, I've been doing my hair my whole life, and I was looking fancy, okay? I can do layers, I can do tapered, I can do this, and I didn't even go to haircut school. But again, even if I had millions and billions of dollars, absolutely, would I never, ever spend more. $10 would kill me. And I've had millions of dollars. I've had money. I've lost it. I had $1,000,000 condos, $250,000 condos. Excuse me. I don't want to be a liar. But again, I've lived rich, but again, I always still was like, why would you pay that much? I could not. What? Shoes? $100? No. These people, okay, and again, I had fancy clothes. I lived with wealthy foster parents for a little bit, okay, and I got like this $350 Nicole Miller dress while we were in California. We were on the Strip, okay. It was like fancy. But we got it on sale, and she insisted. First of all, she was like 1,000. No, it's such a good sale. It was like $150, and I'm like, never in my fucking life, okay. But again, it was a special treat. And then like so, they would take me shopping to like the mall, and it was like Abercrombie and Fitch and American Eagle and shit like that. But they're like Express, like $50 fucking jeans, $100 for a fucking T-shirt. Absolutely not. There's a problem with the fucking world right now. You don't see again, help me figure this out. So I was really mad at God and Jesus and all the churches and all the saints and all the sons and daughters of this fucking world, because why is nobody even realizing? Like, nobody's realizing. First of all, you fucking people sacrificed Jesus for your divinity. Then you erased his fucking wife, who had to just eat it and let you fucking destroy him, and because she wanted to keep your family together. Then to know about the consciousness being removed, or being the vessels and the karmics, and knowing deep down inside who the fuck Jeff Bezos really is in real life, like his karmic, his real, because again, everybody's got you don't understand the twins. Okay, so you're the original, then you have like basically a copy, a balance, the opposite, or a counter, like a twin, but you might look drastically different. Like somebody's karmic twin might be, the original might be a 40-year-old woman, like say Bezos' wife, but then her karmic might be like a 20-year-old fucking junkie with hepatitis that lives in like upstate New York. Or Jeff Bezos' twin might be just some fucking meth addicted fucking Islamic fucking, and I don't mean that any way against the Islamic temple, except they are not good people. They have done some terrible things to me and to others. And again, when you know who they are and you know what they've done, I'm not going to be afraid to say it. Just like I'm not going to be afraid to tell you that Malcolm X is very much alive. That, again, that the Islamic temple is the reason for his consciousness being removed from his body in his assassination. But then he's still there. He's still the leader of that fucking church because they trapped him in a covenant. The same way anyways, that's not my point. My point being that, so after I had that song like hit my head about God as a woman, and I've been praying all day, and I'm being so fucking mad at these men because there's got to be a way to fix this. There just has to be a way to fix this. And I'm like, I know the punishments that are coming for these people. And somehow, even though these men that rule these churches and these governments, and they think they're so fucking smart, but these women that have also went along with these things, and again, but we can't beget violence with violence. We've done that already. God wiped out the earth. We saw his wrath. They sacrificed Jesus. They sacrificed the people. They've slaughtered land after land, the animals, the children, the wives. There's been wars. But anyways, then it clicked to me when I heard Jesus say, many will come to you in my name. But this is God saying this. God saying this through Jesus. Many will come in my name, saying, I am the Christ. So God is telling us, people will come to you in the name of God, i.e. the churches, the elders, the people who follow, will say that Jesus was the Christ, but they'll lead many astray. Right? You check in with me? Because Jesus was not the Christ. It said, you will hear rumors of wars and of wars. Kingdoms will go against kingdoms. Nations will go against nations. Earthquakes and famines will be abound. But that's just the beginning. This is not the end. You will face tribulation and be put to death. You guys will fall away and betray one another, hate one another because of my name. The false prophets will then rise. See, this is way later. And lead many more astray. The lawlessness will be increased. But the one who loves till the end will be saved. The love of many have grown cold. And no one knows when the end is here or who the Christ really was. Not even the angels in heaven, not the Son, only the Father. The time is now. The land is being taken back. There's going to be a new foundation, the bridge has got to be built. There is no more divides. There's no more fucking letting you men keep on doing what you're doing and calling it justice in his name or power and money. Abso-fucking-lutely not. Not one more fucking day will it go like this. Not even. How dare you? How dare you? And then to keep the mother asleep, raped, robbed, sacrificed, tormented, isolated, over and over and over and over again. And because she loved, she took it. She took it with a smile. She ate it. She saved you the shame, the guilt, the remorse. You showed up in her face time and time again, and she still loved you. She still gave to you, and you mocked her for it. You fucking pedophiles and rapists, you false prophets, and you dirty, corrupt fucking harlots. You will all see. As soon as we can figure out a better way to fix things. Because again, wiping you out and spanking your little heinies or taking your divine shit away or putting, again, the punishments and the things that they've come up with about a room with bindings and hangings and trapping for eternity or taking the woman and making her bare, and this is not the way to do things. Obviously, this is not how, again, this made me come to this message because this pastor that I kind of like on YouTube told a really beautiful story about there was a king who was known to be the most righteous and just, or loving and just, okay? And then somebody was stealing from the treasury. And then, so he made it, after a while, he made like a decree. Whoever gets caught doing it, it's going to be this many lashes. But as time went on, they couldn't figure out who did it, and so it got to increase to so many lashes. But the so many lashes meant a death sentence. So whoever was sentenced to death, okay? So it turns out it was the king's daughter who was the one stealing from the treasury. So now everybody's is he going to pardon her? What's he going to do? Because he can't pardon her, because then he won't be just. But if he puts her to death with that many lashes, then he won't be loving. So what is he going to do? Well, the king says, no, it's the law. Call him up. Do it. They brought out the executioner. They put her on basically the altar. They ripped off her dress, had her tied down, and right as the guy's about to whip her, the king says, wait! And he goes and leans over her, and he rips his shirt, and he covers her with his body, and he says, now hit her. And the executioner is like, no, sir, no, your highness, I can't hit you. I can't do that. And he's like, do it. So he took the whips with the daughter and ended up dying. So he could be loving and just. But that's not to, and so the point he was making too, in a different video, was that we need a God that is willing to be ruthless. He's like, oh, these people on the news, I'm going to try to sugarcoat it, but like basically this 2 gay dudes adopted a kid and essayed him to death. Okay, now, mind you, this is strange to me given that that's the story he used, because again, there was another story where like 8 men just had like 7 kids tied up in a basement, bestiality, all this blah, 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 blah. Or look at what the Catholic priests have been doing, or the fucking Muslim and Islamic temples, and even the Christian churches that are literally sacrificing, and Scientologists that are sacrificing, and pedophiles fucking gang raping and siphoning the energy and the adrenochrome and the purity of everybody, literally using us as batteries, and then saying, like, we're just a dime a dozen. So, anywho, so it was interesting to me that out of all the stories that he could have used to indicate we needed a God that could be ruthless, he chose that one. But again, but the point was the couple had gotten the death sentence, and his point also was like, if any judge ever heard that case and then said anything but death, how could anybody think it was a good judge? So therefore, we have to kill everybody. We have to whip everybody. Now show me where the fuck that has worked. Now I am not saying by no means that people who get away with, or people should get away with essaying. No way, again. But I have been sexually assaulted many times by many different people in many different points in my life. But I still showed love. I still am scared for the women that were a part of this, for the men that were a part of this, for their punishment. I never wanted people to be arrested or to be known for those things, right? Now, I people all the time are like, how are you so happy? How are you so kind or giving? Or how can you still have faith in God? I have faith in love. I have faith in goodness. I have faith that if people change, if nothing ever changed, there'd be no butterflies. There has to be a better way. We have to redistribute the money. We have to redistribute the power. We need to first of all, we need to make people be accountable for what they're doing. I think that would be a huge, huge punishment in itself, because so many times people are allowed to go on pretending that they had no part in this, that they had no knowledge of this, that they couldn't, oh, I was under a spell, or oh, I didn't know any better. But again, I said, forgive them, Father, because they know not what they do, because it is generational trauma and hatred and hurt that is programmed into us, the coding in the music, the TV, just the anguish of suffering, the living in survival, the bills, the burdens, there's so many different reasons that the world has come to this. But the biggest reason is not on the people. It is on the churches, the governments, the gods to answer for this. Say what you will, but they were meant to be the protectors, the guardians, and the guides. So for the world to be like this, for Jesus to be sacrificed like that, but then made into a false idol, as we know we should not be doing, the same as with money or power or technology. So someone from the churches, from the government, from the gods, needs to answer for it. And I don't mean that we need to be ruthless and wipe out everybody, but we do need to fix it. And we do need to take accountability. And there should be no one left able to fucking pretend that they didn't have a part in what they had a part in, that they didn't know what they were gaining by being silent, or by perpetuating the fucking monster and enabling Satan or these fucking harlot women who have disdain for their husbands and their children, while these good ones are out here fucking suffering for everybody. And yeah, woe to the brothers, woe to Jesus, woe to God, to all the gods. Because again, some of them were, you don't understand, there was a thing where there was boundaries and there was reasons that we fraudulently were established that kept out certain parts and powers. But those are broken. The veil is lifted. But we need to have a fucking meeting of the powers that be above and on earth to fix this. And not tomorrow, not fucking next month, not when it's convenient for the Lionsgate portal or the stars are in the sky a certain way. Right fucking now. Like now. Absolutely now. Stop fucking worrying about what these millionaires or billionaires are doing, and let's take those millions and billions that they're fucking siphoning from the people and give it to the people. Because again, it's insane to me that 90% of each and every state is on welfare or can't afford to fucking feed their family. I had a extended family member, my grandma and grandpa, that weren't really my grandma and grandpa, but they couldn't get married because they would lose their Social Security benefits. What? I've been in and have been in many times in a situation where I had nothing and I still gave and gave and gave, but then again I never asked for help, but when I did, I was, yeah, good luck. I was pretty much, and again, there's many different rhymes and reasons for that, and it really hurt to find out just how corrupt and fucking demonic the Bree-spiracy really was. And I still don't have all the answers, but I know that I still am going to be myself. I'm still going to be kind. I'm still going to have joy, even when I get fucking so mad at these people. And I'm like, fuck it. I don't want no part of it. Not a partner, not a child, not a fucking neighbor. I just put me in the fucking woods somewhere. But that's not the right thing to do. But yeah, I struggled today because I'm like, I'm done with technology. I'm done with, everything's ruined. Music's ruined. Movies are ruined. Fucking trapped in a prison or in a town, in a state, in a world that is like this. Why would you want to continue being? And again, I don't want to die. And I never understood why people thought suicide was weak. No, how dare you motherfuckers feel like that's the only option? Or how dare you be mad that I'm so happy? And how dare you be there watching as I fucking was going through it, or it doesn't matter. The world is going through it. And we need to fix it, and we need to fucking fix it now.